Hey. It is Rebecca Simon Peter with 5 Minute Leadership. And I'm here to talk with you today about something I was wrong about. Turns out I was wrong about love. I was wrong about the power of love. I always thought as a pastor and in the act of preaching that it was my job to call people to do something, to take some action, to make a difference in the world. And I figured that action was about um, in some way organizing ourselves to fight against the injustice that was present in the world. I was wrong about love because I thought love had no power. Love had no real power to change things. And I was wrong when I judged that preaching about love, preaching about kindness, preaching about civility, preaching about prayer was namby-pamby or lacking in power or lacking the true power of the gospel. Yes, I know Jesus said to love one another as I have loved you. Yes, I know Jesus said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, strength, mind, and soul, and your neighbor as yourself. But somehow I always translated that love into fighting or love into some sort of action against something. I was wrong about the power of love. I didn't understand its true power to affect change. Um, I've seen it though in my life now, especially in my family life. I've noticed that when I fought things, what came back was more fight energy. When I fought things, there was resistance. When I fought things, the only thing that could be available to the other person was defensiveness. And I think families are a good opportunity to really, it's a laboratory. Families are a laboratory to check out the power of love. Now that I've begun to employ the power of love in my family rather than fighting or pointing out where I think people are wrong, I've been just amazed at what's come back to me. You know what's come back? More compassion, more love, more openness, more understanding. I think I was really wrong about the power of love. I thought it had no power. It turns out it has all power. Now, I'm not saying that things change automatically or instantly in the face of love. I don't think they do. But I do think there's more power in love that aligns with the highest power of the universe than there is in fighting. I think about the place that we're at in the world right now. I think about the gun violence. I think about the assault on democracy. I think about how lies pass as truth. I'm not saying just lie down and take it and send somebody a little, emoji smile. I'm not saying that. I am saying, though, that when we take on actions that are unjust, somehow it has to be from a place of love rather than hate, compassion rather than disdain. Um, Aligning with God's highest energies rather than revenge or I'll show you. Because there's something about the energies of revenge, I'll show you, uh, uh, hate, disdain that calls forth more of that in the world. I don't know how that works exactly, but I trust it and I know it to be true because I've experienced it and I've seen it. I've seen the backlash when I've done it that way. I've seen the backlash when others have done it that way. Fight leads to fight. Love somehow leads to breakthroughs. Not always predictable, but breakthroughs. So that's the word for today in this 5 minute leadership. This micro leadership mojo is to tap into the power of love, the power of compassion, the power of um, highest good rather than putting somebody down into the lowest place. I think that the way that we can tap into that is by loving God, by loving ourselves, and then being able to love our neighbors. I think the way to tap into that is to find the scriptures that call us to that highest love and see what happens in the scriptures when people come from love and practice and emulate that ourselves. I was wrong about the power of love. I thought it had no real power to change things. I thought it was namby-pamby, but it turns out it is the most powerful force in the universe. And that's why the scriptures reveal to us God is love. And so we tap into love, we're tapping into divine powers, we're tapping into the highest possible energies of the universe. And the Heart Math Institute, one of my favorite organizations that connects science and spirituality, has demonstrated through scientific studies that when the heart is engaged in feelings of compassion, feelings of kindness, feelings of appreciation, feelings of love, that actually has the power to change the hearts of people around it to be on that same wavelength, that same electromagnetic frequency. In the same way that if you're in the space of distrust, disdain, anger, revenge, resentment, or hate, you also have the power to turn hearts in that direction. In other words, we have the power to influence those around us. Love is a higher power than hate, appreciation, a much higher power than disdain. And so we can be intentional about creating change around us by tuning in to the powers that we tap into, knowing that will impact the people around us. So, pastors, church leaders, people of faith, take heart that when you tap into the powers of love, you add more love to the world. And that is a beautiful power to tap into. Thank you so much for joining me for 5 Minute Leadership, and I will see you next time. Now, actually, next week at this time, I'm going to be backpacking in the wilds of Wyoming. So I won't see you in a week, but I will see you in 2 weeks. Take good care and be people of love. Amen.